Hello, this is Doug Naylor.
And this is Rob Grant.
And we're going to be talking over Bodysnatcher, the unfilmed script that we wrote for the first series of Red Dwarf.
This was originally intended as a second show. It was, and we had a bit of second album trouble with it.
We couldn't finish it, could we? And I think we thought it was too silly.
I can't remember and I remember at the time we were writing it in order for Fred Molina to see how the series was going to go.
How the characters developed.
Yeah, and we met him in Canary Wharf
on that barge.
On the barge, and he said he liked the script. He said, Rimmer's not going to be dead always, is he? And at that point we thought, oh dear, we're not on the same page, are we, Fred?
Now we've also both done a bit of a tweak on it, haven't we?
Yeah.
So it's now got an end, and there's some more jokes in it.
Yes, there were some good jokes in it.
There were, and some of the, and I have to say, if it was anything remotely like this, it would have been, I think, one of the best shows in the first season.
Yeah.
I really like this now.
The thing is, as well, you have to remember, this hasn't been through rehearsals.
No, this scene we always like with Rimmer addressing just Lister and keeping it tight and then cutting out to the wide shot to reveal that everyone was dead.
I remember when we wrote it, I was visualising Fred Molina with his mad Joe Orton haircut.
Yeah, absolutely. We just thought this is going to just be great. And
of course, in our mind, this was a very, very big room.
Oh, huge! Yeah, and it's interesting because these storyboards have been drawn in fitting with the series as opposed to. So it was kind of frustrating that we didn't go, the cinematic route, but it was in keeping with that first season. So the sets are the same.
We have to do this by the book. Bear with me. He looks down at the clipboard and reads.
You just know they would have had fun with this. And it's a scene, what I don't understand is it's a scene that we could have done anyway, really. But we just lost it.
I think we were worried about the lack of jokes again. I mean, we got a bit paranoid after the first exposure with the audience.
Right, but this is just such a funny concept.
Except me? Shh! Quiet at the back there. Apple for...
Also, I have to say, Chris is absolutely masterful in this. He does everyone's voice.
No accident. This
and even doing Tony Hawk's as machines is just great.
But we do things by the book, and the book says we hold a roll call.
All these names, by the way, were people from our school.
Yeah, the characters were.
Conrad Appleford,
but their names
became a TV announcer on Look North.
That's right, he did.
Order. If you don't have rules and discipline, if you don't have structure and regulations, what are you left with? Fun? He walks out. Hold it right there,
in the original, after this scene, there was a corridor scene, which we've cut, which was getting a beer milkshake was pretty boring. Instead, we've moved up this scene, which is a cat scene. And again, you can see some elements of this went into the show, but I really like the countdown, which I don't think we ever use, which is you got 5 to do something and he keeps counting as he doesn't do anything.
Don't want that bit, but this is mine. Hey, this has
That's
been a
pretty
good
good
day. I've eaten 6 times, I've slept 5 times, I beat up a ball of wool, and I made a lot of things mine. Tomorrow, I'm gonna see if I can't have sex with something.
Rimmer rounds the corner, muttering dark.
It's a much better set, isn't it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Better make myself look big.
He draws up his
nice
shoulders
lighting, too.
and stands on tiptoe.
Not big enough. More teeth. Yeah.
We've just got a new kitten, and he does this. He does that.
He did that bigger.
You are obstructing a senior JMC officer in pursuit of his vital duty, Buster. I'm giving you 5 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7.
Classic.
That's good.
Seriously, this is not an idle threat. 8. 9.
Seriously, this is not an
Wait.
idle threat.
Was
Could
that
it
an
be?
awooga siren, Holly? No, Arnold.
And
I think you'll find that was definitely.
it's interesting as well because Holly is just
awooga siren.
an exposition vehicle in this, and what's funny are the machines.
Yes, and that was what we were going to do.
Yeah, and I have to say, I think it's very effective. When he goes to the medical machine, and the medical machine later is absolutely rubbish. I think there was such a fertile area there that we never really went back to, I suppose, because we had Holly, but crappy machines
Lister sits,
are just
feet up on console.
funny.
That was the thing. It was going to be things from Titan, wasn't it? Which was sort of
Or just
Taiwan.
garbage,
On the screen, complex planetary diagrams are replaced by the madly juvenile opening titles of a Muggs Murphy
That was the
cartoon.
Muggs Murphy.
Hey.
Off! On! Off! On!
A bit
Off!
cruel, these caricatures.
Off! Destroy! Erase! Eliminate! The cartoon flares up and melts. The screen goes dead. Nice one, Rimmer. Put yourself in my situation. I am dead. I am a hologram. I'm a computer.
This was originally a very, very long scene.
Yeah, well, there are about 10 beats to it, so we've trimmed it a bit.
I mean, at this time, though, we were pretty much looking at writing a series of two-handers.
Yeah,
We couldn't afford Yes Stars.
No, and it was going to be two guys arguing on a ship with a cat as a peripheral character.
Yeah, we hadn't really worked out what the cat was doing there, because he can't talk to them.
No.
He keeps himself to himself.
That's right.
Rimmer, what do you want me to say?
So having Holly in Vision was a bit of a necessity, really, just for relief away from. I mean, I do love these early
Shows.
Mr. Rimmer oriented arguments, but you can't just do that.
You don't know. Nobody knows. People who say they're not afraid of death, they're never the ones who've actually done it. Look.
I have a feeling that this script never made it to rehearsals. What happened was originally, in the original Mount, which was stopped by the electrician strike, we were rehearsing the shows, hoping to record. When the first week the strike wasn't resolved, we hoped to record 2 down the line, then 3 on one weekend, and we hit the fourth show and thought it's not going to happen. And I think we kept this one on the back burner because it needed some work, and we'd done.
And we were going to do that as a kind of last-minute rewrite thing to finish it.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't do it, but we didn't.
And then it faded away and died, didn't it? Because this was certainly a much stronger show than Waiting for God.
Oh God, yeah.
And,
my God.
And I would argue it's stronger than Parallel Universe as well.
Not Parallel Universe. Balance of Power?
Balance of Power. Sorry, Balance of Power.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I would.
Me.
But then that whole idea of the meeting yourself thing, which was something that had intrigued us for a while.
Yeah, we nicked it for Me Square, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I suppose you could say it ripped the guts out of this, but except, could you have done 2 listers as well?
Looking at it now, you could have.
Yes, you could. And you'd have done a parallel, or you'd done both.
You, yeah.
No, 2 listers, 2 rimmers. What's wrong with that?
Had to scrimp and save for everything.
Same theme it was. Would you get on with yourself?
Yeah, sure. But you could have made a feature of it.
Yeah.
And it would look like the writers were clever. So first they just ran out of ideas, and it's the first season.
Yeah. It's the first 5 shows.
Rimmer, that's who Holly chose. Me. The reason you hated those Academy guys so much was because you wanted to be one of them. Why would I want to be?
That's very good, actually. He used to do Craig as a sort of all-purpose Skelly in your alley scouts.
Yeah. No, he's really spot on.
He's really very good.
Yeah.
Down on us. Lister finishes wringing his curried sock into the silver container.
This has been a great gag, this.
Down on us. We're scum. We're the flotsam of life. Hey, I'm not the flotsam of life. Lister drinks the curried sock juice with genuine joy.
Yes, yeah, honestly.
Class.
It would have been.
That would have been good. It would have been good, though.
But upper class flotsam, you know what I'm saying?
The
creme de la creme of flotsam. The phrase is creme de la creme, you goit. How would I know that? I'm flotsam. You're not coping. You haven't come to terms with what you've lost.
Yeah, I remember there was a line that's been cut, which was, what's that smell? You've got Vindaloo foot, lad. That's good.
It doesn't exist anymore. No more trees, no more birds, no more human race. All right, there's no need to whine about it. We're all having a bad time.
Yeah,
I don't know if I mentioned it, but I happen to be dead. Let's discuss this again over Christmas dinner. We need to formulate some kind of plan, you smegwit.
Smegwit.
A plan.
That's an old one.
See if it's still there. Well, considering that might take, given our current
This is still a very
speed-
long scene, isn't it?
It is. And also, it just take a while for the plot to kick in, because the plot doesn't kick in for at least another scene.
He's in a rush.
It's not until he wakes up bald do we get going. But having said that, we've got the Scutters scene coming up in a minute, which, if you'd had working Scutters, would have just been fabulous.
Yeah, but you could have just done it with kind of
Well, that's what I mean.
puppet
Puppet.
version.
You could have done puppet versions and had the animatronic on the wide shot, and then cut him.
Yeah.
Interior teaching room.
Because I just think the kind of frustration that he's under of I want this and nothing working, and the fact he's so bad-tempered and it all goes wrong. There's a kind of glorious...
You almost feel for him.
Yeah, you do. And he's just he can't get them to even write the word I. Oh, it's A they're going for it. Yeah. And then it starts with I at the end.
Slower. Stop. 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 Right.
It'd be a great one to act as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also that kind of framing of shot, where you've got the Scutters looking at one another. Even I'd be tempted to have them looking directly at camera and break through the fourth wall. Yeah, you can. You just go, this guy's a moron. What's he expecting us to do? I just think that's such good framing. Yeah, and again, just framing them out so you can't see actually what they're writing, so it then...
We really did want the Scutters to be much more of a feature than they wound up being in the end.
Are you paying attention?
That kind of, two shots, just funny, and then he goes back to the other side.
The two lines with a horizontal line. All right then, a vertical line. Whatever. Stop! Now, that, my metal friends, is the letter A. No, it's not. It's a wretched, dismal mess. Why don't you listen to... Hit him.
Yeah, hit him. This is great.
Now, I'm not sure how audiences react to this.
I think you could have done this I think you could have done this every week and had them destroy one another. And then, no, not that. No, right, you hit him now. Destroy him. Right, now go and mend him. That's just such a good area.
What is wrong with you? I'm trying to teach you the alphabet, to give you the benefit of an education, all the advantages I never had.
How he's so ambitious for them.
Yeah.
In return, a deranged origami monstrosity that looks like Jackson Pollock's toilet paper after a bad night on the curry. The remaining Scutter hangs its claw. We're on a schedule here, people. In 8 weeks' time, you're supposed to have mastered all the biochemical
Why
science.
8 weeks?
Yeah.
Yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
But this was always Rim. And I have to say, that element of Rim's character came from us. It was, it was something we had. I don't know where he came from. Some kind of monster between us.
Notice,
more
I think
pressure on
everyone's a
yourself,
bit
yeah.
like that of, let's revise, let's get up really early. Let's get up at 8 o'clock. No, 7 o'clock. No, 6,
don't know
no,
that
5, no,
everybody
4.
is.
Let's do it in half an hour. Let's do the best revision timetable ever. And then, of course, that lasts 5 minutes, and then reality kicks in.
No, wait. Maybe we should start with I. There's much to be done, my little beauties. Much to be done.
He's going.
Model shot. Red Dwarf in space.
Nice, it's a nice illustration, actually.
Yeah, the boards are really, really good.
Over, we hear a very
Well done, Neil Maguire.
type chirpy tune. Interior sleeping quarters morning.
Right, plot starts here.
Right, we wanted Mexican Whistler, but
We couldn't
Roger
get through it.
Whittaker's estate, a bastard.
Music is coming from a cheap bedside alarm clock labelled Souvenir of Titan.
It's very similar, actually.
It does work, I think.
It is now 10:57. This is your 43rd reminder.
Barry again,
Thank you
doing
for
the-
buying
It's
me
doing
from
John
the
Lennon,
world.
Yeah.
who was one of the warm-up men for us.
And was a toaster eventually.
Was a toaster.
Stays under the covers.
He was a toaster. Nobody ever really filled the toaster boots.
No, it's funny.
Stop.
He says in another part of the DVD that he was asked to change his voice, and I think when Norman got jealous that he was a...
For buying me from the official Titan.
He was a better appliance than him.
And because someone said to me, he doesn't say who, that someone said, oh, you sound a bit like Norman. And we're like, well, he's an American. How does he sound like Norman? I think it was probably Norman.
Probably Norman.
Except for a few very odd-looking tufts. He jumps down and crosses to the sink.
That's obscured by the time code,
Water.
unfortunately.
He splashes water over his face.
Now, this was,
He looks in the mirror, then back down at the bowl.
The old double take.
Soaks up more water
Yeah.
and freezes.
Later used in future echoes, that very same
He
mirror.
raises his eyes back to the mirror. They double in size. He races back to the bed and throws back the duvet. There are several clumps of hair.
Now, this was all part of it. We were going to have, voice-commanded
Back to the mirror. He holds the
appliances
mirror
and things all over the place.
Yes.
But of course, that just gets in the way.
Yes.
Crap. A panel raises up in the
And
wall.
obviously the toilet gag was used in...
Classic gag. Classic. And we did use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
superb.
Because they built the prop. And you couldn't,
and
you
it was a good gag.
couldn't lose that gag now.
His chest. He drops a bit, stops, picks it up.
Look at these camera angles, you see? This is what we need.
This is, yeah. Ed, are you watching? Yeah. And then some nice Foley there, the footsteps.
Oh, what?
How can I help?
Oh, I love this
All
machine.
my hair's fallen out. I see. I mean, like, overnight, boom, it's gone. I see.
He's doing Tony
Yeah,
Hawk's.
it's Tony
I
Hawk.
want to know why. Is it food poisoning? Radiation sickness? Have I been fiddling with myself more than is good for me? What? What is it? What's wrong with me? The machine makes some impressive sounding noises, then pings.
Diagnosis complete. You are suffering from a medical condition known as baldness.
That gag.
Yeah, love it.
Lister looks at the machine suspiciously. You are not by any chance made on Titan, are you?
Yes, indeedy. The home of quality taste and craftsmanship.
I need to know why I've gone bald.
Have you been under any particular stress recently?
Well, so am I. This
Yeah,
is,
so am
you
I,
know,
yeah.
this is unfiddled with material. This section.
Were you close to your species?
Not according to Rimmer.
See, that's
You
good.
need a rest. Your name has been registered on the sick list.
I don't need a rest. I'm not tired. I'm bald. Prescribe something.
Very well. This should help.
Something flops into the hatch at
Now,
the base of the unit.
in the original, we gave him a prescription.
Yeah, and he went.
What were we thinking?
Yeah.
Give him the wig.
Yeah.
A bit too
And he
classy.
had to go off with the prescription,
to
and
get
then
the
he
wig.
got a toothache.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very funny.
Yeah.
From your own natural hair, made on Titan,
It's
the
red.
home of quality.
Lister gives the machine a good kicking.
A lot of destruction in this show.
Yeah. Obviously,
A lot of anger in there.
the spitting image influenced from
Yeah,
from
oh,
lingering.
yeah, yeah.
Whistler. Lister gives the machine a final kick, and it dies. Interior refectory, morning.
Look at the poor guy. Sad, sick, pathetic, and ugly. The question is, can I in any way help myself to his food? I think I can.
Me hair! Mind me hair! Cat bares his teeth, sees that Lister isn't going to grab his food back,
Yeah.
and relaxes.
Fearsome.
Now, in the original, this is from the original script.
Rimmer jogs
Rimmer
in.
jogs in.
I've gone bald, Rimmer. Morning. Look, bald as a cue ball. Did you hear me, Rimmer?
I think he would have
Rimmer
been wearing
stops at Lister's table. How remarkable. A talking testicle. Overnight.
So it does work.
It does work.
It does
But the
work.
original line was a talking coconut. And somebody objected somewhere that was an insult. Because it means something like you're black on the outside and white
on the inside, except...
we didn't even know what colour Lister was when we wrote that.
Yeah, so... But we didn't want the possibility that
No.
it could be misinterpreted later. So.
Do you know what? I prefer testicle.
I think testicle's a funny line. We've got 2 testicle gags, but...
Yeah, you can never
Hey.
have too many.
Rimmer smiles winningly and
I imagine him to be in his running
Yes.
outfit for this.
Yeah.
so does Lister.
Yes.
Rimmer must be right. I am in shock. What a scary thought. Rimmer, right? Hang on. He holds a strand up to the light, then plucks
It's
one
another of these mystery things of...
Yeah.
Which is, I think, it's an interesting thing. We did it with Thanks for the Memory as well of, you know...
Who done it?
And
Two
this-
people on board.
It's,
It's,
no. It's. I think it's a clever idea. Who done it with 2 people or 3 people?
2
yeah.
people in a lift. One of them farts. Everybody knows who.
This is not my hair. But who would put it on my...
Dun, 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 dun.
But
Yes,
why?
Mr. Monk.
Why? Model shot. Red Dwarf in space. Interior ship corridor. Night.
Off he goes to find
A
out
scutter
who.
makes its way furtively down the hall.
See, you even got a reflective floor.
You've got reflective floor. You got the nice panels. You got the Scudder that works.
Maybe we should have just done an animated series.
Oh, well.
It slips inside. Interior sleeping quarters, night. The Scudder sneaks in.
Look at these camera angles as well.
Shot. Lister, apparently asleep. He opens one eye briefly, then closes it again and pretends to snore. The Scudder's claw comes into shot and hovers menacingly over Lister's face. Lister opens his eyes. Panic registers. The Scudder's claw comes down and rips off a clump of Lister's eyebrow. Ah! The Scudder races off. Me eyebrow! You stole me eyebrow!
So that would have been a good bit.
Yeah.
Night.
And actually, comparatively easy to shoot.
Except from that angle.
Yeah.
Come here, you little smegger! Interior teaching room, night. Rimmer is pacing up and down. The door opens. Rimmer turns expectantly. There you are, you dozy... Rimmer, is there anything you want to say before I have Holly turn you off? What do you mean, turn me off? You can't turn me off.
And of course, the same sort of thing appeared in Me Squared as well.
That's right. A very similar scene with his, as we see later, with the in his finest uniform with the medals.
Obviously, there is something you appear to think I've done quite unwittingly that seems to have caused you some kind of distress. You have stolen me hair. You've kidnapped part of me eyebrow. You're a dangerous head-the-ball nutter, and I'm going to turn you off. And it hasn't occurred to you that there might be some kind of reason I did those things?
I think just the exercise of writing
The more you write.
the script, helps develop the characters,
Project
I mean, in an ideal situation, you should write 3 scripts and throw them in the bin.
And you never really nail the characters until you force them to be alone for an entire episode.
Yeah.
And you find out lots of kinds of things you didn't know.
And also, of course, it's makes such a difference actually hearing the dialogue with the actors who are doing it.
Yeah, knowing that they can't say the word phenomenon saves you a lot of bother down the line.
It just kind of makes everything kind of real and 3D, and you think, right, okay, they can do this, they can't do that, write more of this.
Yeah, we're barking up the wrong tree there.
Yeah.
It turns out that's the tricky bit. Tricky, tricky, tricky. And I haven't quite got to that chapter yet in the Big Boy's Book of Cloning. Got distracted looking at the 3D pop-ups. You know how it is. It's impossible, Rimmer. It would be impossible.
There's so many more laugh lines, I think, in this than were in some of the others. And that's a combination of the original and us.
And the rewrite,
both adding to it.
We now know.
Yeah. We know about that now.
Well, I the thing was going through it, you thought, it's good, funny situations, and there's so many opportunities you missed.
Yes.
Just to put in a place for people to laugh.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
I read the human body is composed of 98%.
And smiles don't count. That's the thing.
No,
People
you can't hear a smile.
No, and that's the advantage of a studio audiences, or disadvantage. You don't want them sitting there smiling because the actors get paranoid. Oh, look at these funny. So you want to hear the laughter, and so you put in those lines that will make them laugh out loud.
There are over 3 miles of intestines in the human body. Bad place to start. So, you thought you'd start with my hair? I wanted a tiny sample of living hair. These mental metal morons shaved it all off. I needed the roots.
The injunction as well. We were living under this misapprehension really with these early shows. Bizarrely, Paul Jackson said to us, "Don't let anyone at the BBC think it's a science fiction, because that's a big turn-off." And so we were stuck right this sitcom on a spaceship, and we had to pretend it wasn't science fiction. And so a lot of the early plots were definitely, and it wasn't until Future Echoes really that
we just kind of broke out of it and just went, oh, the hell with it.
And you got a bit of cloning going on here.
Yeah.
So it was quite science fiction. Certainly more science fiction than Balance of Power.
Which was just pure character-based,
must be the point of evolution.
It is funny, isn't it? Just,
Homo erectus?
I suppose the sale was, it's not science fiction, don't worry about it, because we all know science fiction sucks and people hate science fiction.
Except
it's just set
except
on
for
a
all the people who
spaceship.
watch it and buy
yeah,
it.
Yeah, no, at the time though, that
it's
was a perception, wasn't it?
Well, it's mental. Everything the BBC ever did as a science fiction series is still going. You know, you still see Blake Seven. Yeah, I mean, and that's not even one of the good ones.
I know, it's just extraordinary. But that was the perception of it. Was science fiction's always very expensive, and I think also there was a degree of the BBC were ashamed of Blake Seven and those kind of shows because the production values were awful. But then you look at I, Claudius, classic TV series, production values and that
Lavishly cheap.
You know, it's embarrassing to think that, you know, the premier broadcaster at the time, you know, and this is released because you just think this is just bad, real bad.
I mean, it's superb series, my favourite.
Absolutely,
one of my favourites
great scripts, great acting, but the production value is awful.
Really, really, really bad.
I'm sorry. Holly, not now. Not just like that. Give me some time. A week. A day at least.
And also, it's interesting that, you know, Rimmer is becoming he's kind of sympathetic in this. You can see what he wants. You know, we know his goals, and equally we know he's not going to achieve them. And we do feel kind of sorry because he's on this kind of.
Surely you can see.
Well, you know, he couldn't be more disadvantaged.
No, but it's still hugely ambitious.
Yes,
to do something extraordinary. Yes.
When an admiral is piped on board, and Rimmer steps in wearing a dashing white naval uniform, a row of gleaming medals on his breast.
Officer and a gentleman, wasn't it?
Not quite as moving as the scene when he shows up in the.
Yes, well, I've always thought it unseemly to flaunt the honourable badges of steely courage informally. What are they for? 5 years long service, 10 years long service, swimming proficiency bronze.
Are you ready?
Ready? Ready for the ultimate failure? Ready for disgrace, ignominy,
Those were
and
prefect
defeat?
badges as well on his collar. They actually said prefect on them in the original costume.
Holly, wait. What? I've prepared some carefully chosen final words. I thought you might have the good grace to allow me at least that. Okay.
Now, there was a long speech in the very original about all the things he regrets that he hadn't done.
Yeah.
That was a good area that we didn't quite nail.
Rimmer just manages to hang
I think there was one line about something he'd have loved to have fallen in love and not had to pay cash.
Yes. Was that? Did we get that?
I think that got cut somewhere.
Okay, Holly. Give me the hologram of Christine Kachansky. I'm sorry, Dave. The personality discs of the entire crew were booked out of the databanks 5 minutes
Norman's nose is still fantastic shape there. That's the original hairpin bend nose.
He looks like a pug.
There is one other, Dave. He's forgotten one. He was unaware of its existence. The remaining disc does not belong to a member of the dead crew. I'll take it. I have to warn you. Holly, I'll take it. A hologram fuzzes into life. It's Dave Lister. Wow, the sexiest, most handsome, most intelligentest guy on board.
Intelligentist, I love
This is
that.
great, yes.
Boys are in town. Life is going to be one big, long party.
So we now. When do we go off when does the script run out? Right, it's round about here.
Yeah.
And so this
Model
is
shot.
the added on.
In space.
Yeah.
Caption.
And
5 days later. Over, we hear the terrifying ship rumbling sound.
Oh, I think we had the start of this scene, did we?
Yes, just
Very
with the
start
two
of the
listeners
scene,
together, we
that
had
page
that,
of
and
it.
then it just stopped. We didn't have an end.
No,
we hadn't
didn't
a
have
clue.
any. We knew they wouldn't get on. And
Yeah, we specialised in not working out
Yeah.
what was going to happen at the end.
God, yeah. So many times. I mean, I remember Quee, and nobody believes it
classic.
now. But we really didn't know.
No, we
We'd
just-
written everything right up until the last scene.
We'd
Saying,
written
right.
Norman out, actually, hadn't we?
I think he'd actually killed him.
Yeah.
And we were thinking, right, get out of that one then.
But there was also a thing we used to do, because we used to play chess, you know, and there was a theory that if you have enough bits around the king,
yeah,
you'll find a
checkmate,
solution.
yeah.
You'll get a checkmate somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think often we work like that. You know, there's enough things will, you know, look like we kill him, and there'll be a solution there. It's
Yeah,
just a question
that's
of
one of the
finding
great
it.
things about science fiction as well. You can always have the ending machine.
The ending machine. Yes.
Why did you set the alarm for 5 in the morning? Because I want to get up at 9. then why set it for
I think this
5?
is quite nice as well. This is a good way of exploring a character, having an argument with himself.
And also just how he lets himself down, I think is interesting. I mean,
he's so unreliable.
They're so unreliable, but you could see how he would do that.
Yeah.
Not really.
And also you wonder how much this is informed by Craig playing Lister, because Craig would also do that. I think he would not show up to meet himself.
He would let himself down really
yeah. And then be mad.
Yeah.
How can you forget to turn up? How can you be an hour late? And you've got no people nous? You can see I haven't slept in 5 nights. I'm smegged off and I'm holding a loaded flare gun. But still you push me with your stupid remarks. You're an idiot. And look at the state of this place. It's truly disgusting. What are you talking about? It's all your mess. So what? You can still get the scutters to tidy up a bit. Why can't you? You're the world's most disgusting slob. You think it's fun for me being with you all the time. You think it's fun watching you picking your nose for hours on end. Everybody picks their nose. Not with a carrot. Oh yeah? Because you're such a la-di-da model of etiquette and decorum. Your backside is like the wind section of the Pasadena Light Orchestra. I swear last night you were sitting behind me. I thought somebody was playing the Lonely Goathead on an alpine horn. If I could just say something here, quite clearly tempers are getting... Lister sweeps the
I
clock.
imagine that'd be more damage than that.
Yeah.
Well, this can't go on, can it? One of us has got to go. You're right. Eat flare, dirtbag. Whomp! The bunk bursts into flames. You have really lost the plot.
Here's a scene.
Shoot that.
Yeah, shoot that. Ed, we've got this scene.
Actually, you know what? Paul Jackson would have come in and he'd have been mad at us for writing it. He used to do that. He used to say, he was mad at us in Me Squared for writing so many double scenes. You think, you know...
How are you going to shoot that?
How are
you going to shoot that? How are you going to shoot that then?
Try the fire drill on the wall. Maybe it's
You could do it now, no bother. No one would think an eye.
Absolutely, you just set fire to him.
Yeah, of course. It's Craig.
Then you'd have the guys to spray him out. Bit of plastic surgery, he'd be fine. This is very good character bit stuff. The effect is moved.
Why Rimmer is annoying. Genius. Seemed funny at the time. Where's the smagging extinguisher? Rimmer's probably got one of the scutters to tidy it away. Rimmer, I need Rimmer. Did I really say that? Wash my mouth.
Yeah, and this ending really, it's kind of good. No, I mean, it's sort of,
It's
you say,
like it's
that's
built.
why they're together.
Yeah,
That's
they
why
need one another and they
kill
bring...
each other.
Yeah. And it does sort of explain...
Lister, there's a fire. Where's the fire extinguisher? No time for that now, Listy. There's a fire. Fire! That's why I need a fire extinguisher, you smegger. Fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher. That's F. F is over there, in the fridge. In the fridge? What's it doing there? I started to alphabetize all the items in our quarters for
It would have
simplicity's
been
sake.
great to shoot this.
Yeah.
Starting from here, everything is in alphabetical order. B.
Out in the car park.
C.
Last
for clothes,
episode of the series. Set fire to the set.
F for free.
One
Oh,
take.
that wouldn't have been a bad thing to do.
See, it worked on so many levels.
An F. R.
No, but Paul, this has got. He's got to go. I'm sorry, man.
An F. R. Or perhaps inside the fridge.
Yes, and then
Let's take a
season
look.
2.
Season 2.
We've moved into the good quarters.
The good quarters upstairs. Oh yes.
What have we here? Fast food, fermented drinks,
fridge shot, you
fromage
see.
frais,
Oh, yeah.
fire extinguisher. You see how easy it... Why are you looking at me as if I'm completely insane? If everything is in alphabetical order, why is my guitar here by the window in the W
It's great
section?
them having an argument
Yeah.
with the fire raging.
As the fire gets louder and louder, it's completely pathetic. Yeah.
Leading on to the
Yeah,
keys of the
it would have been great to see this. It wouldn't have been all that expensive
Why
except
is
for
the
burning
basin
Craig.
next to the bunk? And why is the ceiling not in the clothes section? Because, you moronic baboon, I never got to finish it because you turned me off.
I mean, you could have just done it on blue screen. A lot of it, flames and
Yeah.
a bit of foreground, real flames and
Turn it on.
all that stuff.
Start at the top and work down. I am working down. Look, they're going out. The flames are going out.
He says, I like this with the fact they've kind of teamed up and, he's even
I love
telling
this line,
him
I love this line,
how to use a
What we've
fire
achieved.
extinguisher on fire, like some technique. This is a lovely shot as well.
By
That's
your side, guiding you, teaching
the
you
fact his
from
arm's through him.
ancient Sage-type mentor figure. Look what we've achieved.
Ah, well.
Yeah.
that is good.
Hey, the sleeping quarters. A blackened, charred...
Yeah, I imagined it more decimated.
We did that. You and me. You can't turn me off now. I saved the day. I saved your life. Me, Rimsey, your hologrammatic chum. One last chance, man. You're on trial. Model shot. Red Dwarf in space.
Now, he could have ended it there.
The following morning.
Could have ended it there.
Interior
But
sleeping
this
quarters.
is going to come out about 35 minutes, which would have been a whole 5 minutes too long.
Yeah.
But we thought we'd give you a maximum quality.
Yeah, maximum value for money.
yeah.
You paid nothing.
So
So we got the
got a-
reflective end, we call it.
yes,
Drags along with him.
bookings.
Interior ship
There we
corridor.
go.
Morning. Lister running, still dragging the pizza.
A bit
Interior
forward, yeah.
refectory. Morning. Okay, let's get this show on the road. As you all know, we had a fire yesterday in the living quarters, and as senior officer apparent, it falls to me to establish the exact cause of said fire and to conduct an impartial witch hunt.
See,
into
those
finding
kind of
someone who-
sequences where Rimmer sort of took charge and addressed. It was a rich vein, really, wasn't it? Lister
First we need to
was
discover
made to
who
come to them.
the actual time of said
Just in case. Yeah,
Yeah, in case
You
there's
never know.
something important. And then kind of sits there fascinated with his insanity.
Sheer scale of it.
Yeah.
Lister closes his eyes in frustration and begins to headbutt the table.
He should have just eaten the pizza. All right, very nice. Very nice work, all the animation people and Chris particularly.
Great stuff, Chris, yeah.
So, this is Rob Grant saying it's goodbye from me.
And Dagnello saying it's goodbye from me.